Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, today we're starting something big. I'm getting ready to start a restoration project on this train set here. This is a Lionel train set from 1946, number 1405W, I believe. So, I did a video of unboxing this recently. I got it from eBay. So, it contains the 1666 262 Prairie steam locomotive. It's got a whistling tender, Sunoco tank car, Pennsylvania Railroad gondola, and a Pennsylvania Railroad caboose, which the truck is detached right now, as well as an oval track, and then this power pack right here. I do not know if this crossing gate actually came with the set or if that was just thrown in there. So I got this set on eBay, and from what I can tell, the seller said they got it at a garage sale. From what I can tell, I don't think it's been run in decades, possibly even 50 or 60 years, although it does look like it was well loved and played with when it was being used, and it definitely was handled rough during shipping, so the package was like dropped and smashed and stuff, so it had kind of a bumpy ride. So this set's in pretty rough shape. If I show you on the locomotive right here, you can see the valve gear. This side rod has been damaged. The metal's actually snapped right there. One of the couplers was damaged on both the tank car and the caboose. And obviously the truck is off right now. It's actually missing the little snap ring, lock ring that holds it. C-clamp, whatever you call it, that holds it in place. And unfortunately, several pieces of track are very badly damaged. They sadly may not even be fixable. Like this one right here. You can see the whole tie is completely broken off and the tie is very bent. It wouldn't fit back on easily. It could maybe be straightened out, but the biggest problem is the insulator that goes between the middle rail and the tie is missing, so that would cause a short, even unless I were to somehow make a new insulator or whatever. So, I don't know, maybe this track can be restored, but maybe not, so I may just have to run it on Mark's track or buy some new Lionel track, possibly, which there's plenty of it out there, so I may be able to get some track, but the rest of this set, I'm going to see if I can restore it. Now, I did test the locomotive, and sorry about my toes right there. I did test the locomotive, and it did sort of try to run. The headlight came on, it buzzed, and it tried to move a little bit, so it ain't dead, but it definitely needs a good cleaning and lube. The transformer actually does work. The whistle on the tender does not work, so yeah, it's definitely going to need some work, but this set is definitely far from hopeless. I mean, these old Lionel post-war trains were built pretty tough. So, enough of me talking. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the restoration. So I think the first thing I'm going to need to do is clean everything, because this set is absolutely filthy. I mean, just look at this tender. Just look at the amount of dirt and crud on here. Ugh, it is just so gross, filthy. I mean, look at all this. Just look at how dirty, dusty, how grimy this all is. Ugh. I mean, like, yuck. This definitely looks like it was sitting in some sort of like attic or basement or something for many years. Yeah. I mean, just look at the amount of, like, dust and dirt and grime that is on. Ugh. Yeah, all that fuzz in there. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start by cleaning everything up. Alright, so to clean the cars, I think I'm going to use some soap and water in here. And for the locomotive and the transformer, obviously not soap and water. I'm probably just going to wipe them down really good with something and maybe use some of these Q-tips right here to help get into some of the tighter spots. So, let's get started. Okay, so that's a little better. So I didn't get everything perfect, but I'm probably going to clean some things a little more thoroughly as I take stuff apart and work on it. Like I might clean the locomotive and tender shells more thoroughly once I've taken those apart. But for now, that's definitely a lot better than it was. Alright, now it's time to address this caboose. So as you can see, the truck on it is detached, and that's because the lock ring that holds it on is missing. Not to mention, it is actually missing an entire coupler. So I need to fix the caboose. So what I did was I actually bought on eBay, I bought a replacement truck, a whole entire truck. So I'm going to open this thing up. We're going to take this caboose apart and install that. Okay. Oh, actually, no. I should cut the tape here. Yeah, that's how to do it. Come on. There we go. Okay, looks like more tape. More tape to cut. There we go. There we go. Let's hope that we got what we're looking for in here. This one was supposed to include a new clamp or lock ring thing with it. Huh. Interesting. I'm not seeing the clamp or lock ring. Maybe it's in there somewhere. Let's get this thing out and see if we do have it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let me open this. Oh, no, it is in there. Okay, yeah, good. It is in there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we got the truck. It appears to be a perfect match to this one on here. This one's in really nice shape. And we got the clamp. Yeah, so that's great. Alright, so now it's time to disassemble this caboose. Okay, this is a little bit scary. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to bend all these metal tabs in order to be able to get the shell of it off. Alright, so I'm going to use these pliers here. I'm going to very carefully bend them. Okay. Oop, that didn't quite work out right. Okay. Actually, maybe I should use these pliers. Oopsie. Yeah, I'm definitely chipping a bit of the paint. Well, the good news is that it's already chipped. It's not like I'm destroying a mint one. And I could probably repaint it later if I have to. Okay, now let's see if we can get this apart. I think this needs to be turned a little bit more. Oh yeah, that needs to be bent up a bit more. Okay, there's that. And all right. Actually, there's a couple more back here that I need to get. All right. Pardon me, sorry if I'm not filming very well at this point. I'm just trying to focus on doing this correctly. Okay. Ah, yes, there we go. Now it's coming apart. Alright, so the caboose is apart. Alright, so I just wiped out the inside of the caboose a bit. Yeah, it was dirty and it was wet from me washing it a moment ago. Alright, so now what I need to do is I need to remove this truck. So I'm going to need to remove this clamp piece. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little teeny tiny flathead screwdriver and see if I can kind of pry it off. Well, I finally got it. I took this flathead screwdriver and put it like this and just pushed it and then it started to come off. Alright, so let me finish prying it with this. There we go. Okay, yeah, that might have nicked it a little bit, but good news is it's not visible from the outside and this thing is already kind of chipped up anyway, so. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, there's a little bit of rust on this truck, so I'm going to maybe try wiping it off with some WD-40. I'll be right back. Alright, so that definitely looks better. So now, I think I'm going to get kind of putting this back together. Although, you know what? I might actually wipe this off with WD-40. And I think one more thing I might do is I might see these tabs are straight on this side. They're bent on this side, so I might just go ahead and try bending them back, maybe. Okay, there's one. Wow, that one's really bent. Come on. Ah, there we go. That's better. Okay, well, I could probably adjust it a little more. Yeah, I might actually use these bigger pliers to help get them a bit straighter. Okay. There you go, that's better. It's not perfect, but that's definitely better. Alright, so now it's time to put the trucks back on. So, on this end, I'm going to be putting this new one on. So I'm going to stick this on. I don't think I'm going to reuse this one right now because I don't really want to have to like undo and redo the coupler. Yeah, that's actually like riveted and it's like broken. So, plus it's pretty rusty. So, yeah, I might just not use it. Alright, so I'm going to slide the C clamp on. This is the new one. There we go. And now I'm going to put this truck back on the other end. And yes, I'm going to reuse the old one from this one to replace this one. Alright, let's slide. Alright. And there we go. Let's make sure that this is solid and then it's not about to just come off. Yeah, I might actually just squeeze it together a little bit. There we go. Clamped it together a bit more. Yeah, that's... Maybe I'll clamp it just a little more. Yeah, that's pretty Solid. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. All right, now it's time to put the top back on. All right, I think this caboose is pretty much good to go. All right, now let's turn our attention to this tank car here. So one of the couplers was actually damaged. I do not know if it was already like that or if it was damaged in shipping, but regardless, it was damaged. Sorry, I'm just wiping it off a bit. And what happens is the rivet that holds it on the bottom here was somehow broken. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to need to fix that. So I'm going to put this back together, and I'm going to use some super glue to hold that in. But first I need to dry this out and get the water out, so that's what I'm working on right now. Alright, so now that I've got a lot of things kind of cleaned up and dried up a bit. Oops, missed a little bit in there. Yeah, that's more like it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get ready to reassemble this. I'm going to stick this bit in there, make sure the knuckle is closed. I'm going to put a little bit of actually I need to check something. I need to make sure that this is properly in there. Yep, spring's in there just fine. So I'm going to put a little bit of that super glue gel on there. All right, I'm going to stick this in there, make sure the knuckle is closed. Then I'm going to stick this on there and see if I can kind of fit this down. There we go. Oh yeah, there you go. Now I'm just going to let the glue dry for a bit, and hopefully this car is good to go too. Oh, one more thing I might fix on this car is I noticed that the steps or stirrups on the sides are bent. Wow, this one's like really bent. And I think one of them actually hits the wheel when it turns. So I'm going to see if I can fix those. All right, so let me bend this carefully back. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me bend this one back this way. Let's make sure they don't hit when it turns. I actually think this one might need to come out a little more. Yeah, this one might need to come out a little more. Okay, there's that. And there's that. Actually, that one might need to come in a little more. Yeah, that's better. Now let's look at the other side. Ah, this one's completely broken off. Oh well, at least we kind of fixed the ones we could. Alright, I think that's going to be about it for this video. But stay tuned because I'm going to be having part 2 coming up soon. And I'm going to be doing some work on the locomotive and the whistling tender and stuff. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a nice day. God bless.